Debbie Fields Realty Group, Reese Monument Company, Roland Veterinary Services, Clayton Homes of Middlesboro, Kentucky, Mary's Home Furnishings and Appliance Center, John Smith Subs Harrogate, Danny England Motors, Stay and Play Doggy Daycare and more, Walker and Walker Construction, Claiborne Health and Wellness, Value RX Pharmacy Tazewell, Hearthside Bank, Whitaker Insurance Agency, Pizza in Tazewell, First Century Bank, provider of our communications.
All right. Um, Welcome to episode 72 of the Zone's All Access, hosted by the Sports Center. Rex is wonderful enough to let us do this weekly. We try to do at least once a week. Today, like I said, is episode 72, and I've got Coach Brittany Pearman. She just took on the job of coach at Cumberland Gap High School on the volleyball team. Thanks for coming in, Brittany. Before we start, though, I need to thank my marketing partners that you see going across the ticker at the bottom of your screen, and the premier partners, which you saw in the video earlier. And of course, we need to thank First Century Bank for supplying our communications. Okay, let's get a little background. Coach Pearman, uh, where are you from, and fill in the blanks.
So I'm from Cumberland Gap. I am a graduate of Cumberland Gap High School of '07. I actually played volleyball there. They had it in '03 and '04 and then took it out. And I think they may have brought it back fall of '07, but it didn't last. Um, I also coached the first program of middle school last year for Cumberland Gap.
Uh,
Um,
Family?
Family. I have a son that is a senior at Cumberland Gap, and I have a daughter that is a freshman.
And what else? Got another coach in the family.
Yes, my husband assistant coaches football, and I also am the booster of our football program. So
So busy family.
busy, got a lot of sticks in the fire. Don't know which way I'm turning right now.
Okay, what sports did you play as a youngster growing up?
I played basketball, softball, I cheered, and then I played volleyball, but I was pretty much constant year round.
Yeah. Well, can you pick a favorite sport?
Volleyball was one of my favorite, but probably softball was really what I like the best.
Yeah. What do you feel that youth sports taught you?
When I played youth sports, it was, you really had to compete, like showing like, hey, I have to compete if I want this,
Yeah.
learning that you have to try. You can't just give it nothing and not get anywhere.
Were your coaches already starting without you knowing it, probably, teaching you your life lessons?
Yes. Yeah. How to respect other teams, respect your
Yeah.
teammates, respect them.
Uh, what do you think, looking back, what could your coaches done a little bit better? I mean, not that they're bad coaches, but what could they added to what you learned through them to help better the athletes?
I wish they was a little harder on me.
Okay, that's yeah,
Like there was to an extent, but, to make me focus more and make me decide really what I want to do and want to excel in it a little more.
that's interesting. A lot of people would say that.
Well, I
Okay,
think I come from that of being, and I am a different coach on that part. I feel right now, the generation that is coaching your children right now was one of the last generations of where they were coached pretty hard
yeah,
or need a little bit more coaching.
Did you have a favorite team or a favorite athlete?
No, I really
Come
didn't.
on, you had a
No.
favorite
Well,
athlete
I
anyway.
mean, Tennessee, of course.
Oh, that works.
But,
Yeah,
I really, I mean, I watched all sports, but I really, back then I wasn't into a certain athlete.
yeah, I get it. You had a lot of
Yep.
sports you're playing and cheering. I mean, yeah, I get it. Okay, did coaching or teaching ever enter the conversation when you was a high schooler, we'll
No,
say?
no.
No, flat out
Um,
no.
it pretty much started when my son started, and of course they need when he started T-ball, and they need coaches. So I came on, and I coached him for many years. Me and another girl, actually my age, took his coach pitch almost all the way. Um, Great athletes, and now most of those are seniors this year. That was a big,
Yeah,
big group. And once I started, I just haven't gave up.
yeah. Uh, are you enjoying coaching?
Yes, I really am.
Give me some of the more positive things you got out of coaching.
Well, I like to, you actually get to know the kids and interact with them
Yeah,
instead of just, you may know who someone is, but you personally don't know them. And, you know, some kids never break out of their shell. And I've actually already seen that with volleyball. I had two girls that was just, they were by themselves, didn't want to, and now they have
yeah.
completely broke out of their shell. And I mean, I absolutely just love them.
I mean, that's part of the team atmosphere.
Yep.
You get those players that
Yep.
they start feeling accepted. And
Hmm.
it changes lives. It
Yes, it
really does.
really does.
Uh, what's the hardest parts of coaching? Is it administrative stuff or is it what
With
is it?
girls,
Oh, you
drama.
said it, not me. You said it, not me.
With girls, drama.
Yeah.
It's to put up with that and, set your foot down on that. Boys are definitely easier to coach.
Okay. Is there any more negatives about coaching?
No, I mean, there's a negative about your first year. And
Yeah.
I had the same thing last year. The first year program this year with high school. You know, I told the girls, especially our first and second year, I'm still learning. I mean, volleyball is not what it used to be. It's much
It's not.
faster
It's totally
pace.
different. Yeah.
When I played, you didn't have position. You didn't have positions, and now you have positions and
Yeah.
have all this stuff. And I said, we're. I'm just honest. I'm blunt with them. We're not going to be great. We're not going to have a winning season. But I also told them, like the first couple years, I'm coaching to learn, not really coaching to win, because we have to learn.
Every day.
Mhm.
Every time out. Okay. How did the program come about to being once again?
So, year before last, we actually had a lady that wanted to bring it on. She was a graduate from LMU, and she wanted her child to come to the Gap. But at that point, they were like, we need a feeder program first. Let's see if
Right.
if any girls are interested. And then they ended up moving and going somewhere else. And she had done asked me if, I could take over middle school to help with it. So that's how I got started. I done it last year for middle school. Let's get us a feeder program, see how that goes, and then we'll go with high school. So last year I had 18 girls on middle school. And this year, and altogether, probably though, I had about 29, 30 somewhere in there come to open gym for middle school.
Nice.
Probably same amount this year for middle school. High school altogether, I think I had about 40, but some of them, just
Yeah.
decided they didn't like it or it wasn't for them or, telling them like, hey, you can't play soccer and volleyball. It's at the same time, you got to choose. Um, but I ended up with 19. I have altogether, I have 4 seniors, 2 juniors, 3 sophomores, and the rest are freshmen.
Yeah.
And on my freshmen, though, I have 2 girls that transferred, and they both have played. And then my daughter, which she's played, and two others that played for me last year, and one of them plays travel. So I
Nice.
really expect, us to come a long way within the next year of building, especially, my varsity. I do have a lot of freshmen on, so I'm not losing them. We're getting to build.
Okay, as far as the players, are they needing anything, physical items, or
We
let's just
actually
go the team in general. Do you need anything? Do you need donations? Do you need volleyballs?
donations would be great. It's, people don't see how expensive sports are. Like
Very
volleyballs
much.
are $50 each. We got about 15. I would like about 40 of those. I mean, for you to get enough, and that way, you don't have to constantly shag your ball on doing something. You
Yeah.
can practice. Uniforms, I mean, like I've got a bill on those right now. I had to pre-order. Um, I had to, order a thing to carry our equipment on and off the floor. We didn't have that. Luckily, we did still have the poles from
Really?
2023-24.
Wow.
Our holes was still in the gym floor,
Yep.
and we actually are using the same net. It looks a little rough, but that net, they don't hardly make them anymore. Now, if you see them, they're making them with a cable up top,
Mhm.
and ours is more like it's like a seatbelt sewed in, and it hooks,
Yeah.
and you can still get them, but they're about $1,000. But we really want to stay with it. It tightens better. It's nice. And
Coach, do how will somebody that a business or whatever, uh, how will they contact you, or who do they need to contact to uh, maybe get sponsorship going, signs, t-shirts,
they can contact Kent Hatmaker at Cumberland Gap, where he can get you in contact, or they can send me an email. I do have a school email. It's brittany.pearman@claibornecsd.org,
Yeah.
and I can completely help them out.
Uh, talk about the cost of referees. I don't know if you bus to the away games or not, but
So I don't really know if we will get to bus to any away games, considering, Claiborne County is down on busing,
everybody's down on
and buses really can't leave before. And most places we go, we've got to leave before school's out. Um, but if we do have a bus, I mean, you're looking at $150 plus. Referees, you're looking, automatically coming in the gate, you're $250 in the negative. If,
right.
for them refs. High school, you have one for JV and two for varsity.
So one game is very expensive.
Yeah.
Talk about the teams in your district that you're going to have to play and some non-district opponents.
So we actually got put in single A. Um, volleyball sort of based on a little bit different than everything else.
Yeah.
The numbers are down on it. So we got put in single A, and our district is supposed to be Washburn, but they didn't have enough kids this year. But the other ones is Cosby, Hancock, and Eagleton. So there's only 4 in our
Yeah.
district. Um, I'm also playing Middlesboro, Pineville, Thomas Walker, J. Frank White, Claiborne, Granger County. And then Thursday, though, we're actually going to a jamboree at Volunteer High School that we're going to be playing bigger and better. But, it's going to help the girls out.
Really help. It's playing up, especially this time of year, is
Yes.
good. Talk about some of your individual players. Talk about your seniors and juniors first.
So my 2 seniors that point out are Kelly Hatfield and Riley Collinger. Um, Kelly is playing outside hitter. She's doing very well. She's just an athlete. She
Yeah.
is one of the number one stars on our basketball team.
For sure, yeah.
She, Briley also plays basketball. She's tall. Briley is playing middle. It's just depending where, if I put her in middle back, middle front. She's doing very well too. One of my juniors, is Ava Fusen. She is coming out doing amazing. She plays softball. Sophomores, do I have a sophomore on varsity? I'm trying to think if I have a sophomore on varsity. Or I think Ava's junior. Ava might be a sophomore. I'd have to look. Ava might be a sophomore. Yes, Ava is a sophomore. I have Peyton Owens as a junior. And I'm so excited
Another
to have
great
her.
athlete. Yeah.
She is just one hilarious child. But the great thing is, I get her again next year.
Yeah.
Tall, goes after the ball. And the rest are freshmen. I have 18 players.
Wow.
So most of them are freshmen. The other freshmen that are on my varsity is my daughter Jalen, Kai Bryant, Neely. Her last name just slipped my mind. I'm trying to think. Brooklyn Hatmaker, Abby Martin. They're all freshmen.
Yeah.
And all of those freshmen, except one, has played volleyball.
That's
So
awesome. How can you already see that the feeder program is making a difference over there?
tremendously. You really wouldn't think, like with middle school last year, from the beginning to the end, how much they improved. Yes, it may have not looked like it if someone came in, but how much they improved. And with the feeder program, this year, Sarah Beth Rogers is coaching it, but I'm helping her. And then she's helping me for high school as much as we can until it starts interfering with each other quite a bit.
Right.
But you could just tell a huge difference of the girls learning, and like, hey, they played last year. I had roughly altogether almost 40 come to open gym for high school.
Yep.
So new sport, kids are interested. Great thing is, like my JV though, it's brought new kids out that don't play sports, has never played. So it's giving them an opportunity to have fun, get to know other girls, break them out of their shells. And it's helped out.
That's why I love some of these programs. It gets a different athlete out.
Yes.
Like you said, somebody that really wasn't interested in playing sports, but you take wrestling even for Claiborne, that brings people out, cross country and track, another couple sports that really helps the people that you wouldn't think would play sports, but they come out and they play. Turn out they're pretty good sometimes.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Or you see the potential in them. Like, hey, there's a couple, I've told them, I was like, hey, we got to keep working with JV, but there's potential, we've just got to put the work in, the effort.
What have you told each individual player what their goal should be?
This year, I really don't have goals.
Yeah.
It's more like we have to learn. We've got to learn the sport, learn how to play. Well, one goal is though, I want them to learn every position.
Nice.
My varsity team, now they have caught on very quickly, which all of them are athletes. They play, they can read, read balls, read things. Every one of them I could put in any position and they could play it.
That's
So
good.
now it's just to get my JV there.
Yeah. Okay, as a team, what do you expect? You don't have to put wins and losses. I mean, it's not what I want to hear, but what's expected? Is it just learning this season, like you said before?
Learning.
Or is there a little bit more to it?
There's a little bit more to it. Like I told the girls, I am coaching to learn, but I did learn last year, after season was over with, me watching, doing notes, looking, like I wished I would have coached a little different on some things. But I have learned that myself. I've told them, I'm not the coach I am with this, how I was with basketball. So actually, I did coach Powell Valley basketball. I assistant coached for 3 or 4 years. And I wasn't the same coaching it as I am volleyball just because we're coaching to learn. But I told them, district games are going to be different. We are going to coach them to win. Like telling some of them, you may not get in. We are going to try to win these. That is a goal, try to win the district.
Okay. Kind of touched on this before. How did you as a coach enter a sport you're familiar with, but not as far as coaching? Entering a sport like that where you have limited knowledge of it, current volleyball. Okay. Did you videos read? What went into that?
YouTube and TikTok, going over. For instance, when I played, it was just like gym volleyball. You had a setter, that set, they were your setter, but you rotated 1 through 6, and wherever you was at was where you played. Now you have, a right side hitter, an outside hitter, your setter, your middle front, your middle back. So a lot went into that of trying to figure out, and you run plays now, 6-2, 5-1. It's complicated.
Okay. Let's just wrap it up this way. I always like to give the coaches or my guest free reign kind of on the last part of it. So if you need to thank anybody, you go ahead and if you got some sponsors or anything like that, go ahead and thank them.
I definitely want to thank. I mean, IGA always helps us, and Dick Nevels and Robert Avon, and they've helped us and gave us some to start up. Especially even thanking the high school, Kent and Beth, open arms, helped us out. We had to get lines painted on the floor. Kent, athletic director, has been amazing at doing that. Really, I mean, thank my parents and kids, how hard they have really worked. And Lord, I cannot remember his name. Todd Cochran, that
Yeah.
teaches PE and coaches our softball. His daughter's father-in-law works for a locker company, and he actually donated us lockers.
Wow.
Yeah, so that saved, quite a bit of money on that to get going. So, it's great to have some people reach out and to see like, hey, this is going to be something. And, I really expect us by the time these freshmen are juniors, I'm excited, next year, once these 8th graders come up, they're going to be tough, I think.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask, how's it going to feel to have another rivalry with the Claiborne bunch?
Not bad. So we have actually played them twice already. We scrimmaged them, and then I had a play day at home this past Saturday. And, all the girls get along. Everybody, it's not like it used to be back in our day. If you disliked another school, you disliked everybody. If we're not in school, they're all friends anymore.
They are.
But I did, coming from Claiborne parents and coaches, they were just amazed of how much my varsity girls had improved from when we scrimmaged them 2.5 weeks ago to when we played them Saturday.
That's good. You're on the right path. Well, thanks for coming in. I
Thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
Thank you for talking. Thank everybody for watching. And once again, thank you to Rex up here at the Sports Center. As you can see in the background, Cumberland Gap shirts, Bulldog shirts, Midway shirts. Come up here and support them. And our team of marketing partners across the bottom of the screen, support those that support your kids. And of course, the video in the front of this were our premier partners. They're a huge asset to us. And First Century Bank for supplying our communications. Thanks for watching, and we'll probably see you next week, I think, for another one, if not this week. So thanks again, and until next time, may God bless.